Hello and welcome to the Black Dog Podcast, episode number 346. Woo. Woo.
Yeehaw!
Some party poppers or something.
Yeah, I think that sums up our general enthusiasm for the evening.
That was a sound of sweat and disappointment coming to you live from the Black Dog Podcast.
Yeah, so welcome to the Black Dog Podcast, episode 346. I'm Lee.
I'm Darren.
I'm Jim.
I'm Elton.
Hey, Elton.
Were you questioning us then, Elton? I'm Elton?
There was a question mark at the end of that, wasn't there?
I'm Elton? Me?
Yeah, was it Wrong Burgundy? I'm Elton McManus.
God damn it.
Who stuck a question mark on that script? Anyway, so hello, welcome to the episode. Yes, we're gonna get on with it pretty much. We're going to do our usual stuff. We're gonna have a chat, see how everyone's week's been, and then get on to this week's movie, called Cactus Jack.
Yes.
AKA The Villain, for those of you overseas types, starring Kirk Douglas and Arnold Schwarzenegger and Anne Margarets' boobs.
Ah.
You didn't need to sound like that, Elton. You really didn't. Anyway, so we'll be getting to that soon enough, but first we'll find out how everyone's week's been, and we will start with you, Jim. How's your week, sir?
It's been fairly quiet, really.
Mm-hmm.
Busy but quiet. Doing boring stuff. Stuff of interest. We now are proud owners of a tropical aquarium. As I got treated for a big new fish tank for Christmas, and decided we're going to go tropical. And so we've had a long process setting that up, because you can't just stick water in and bung fish in. If it's going to keep tropical fish, you have to let the water breed some bacteria, then put plants in, and then introduce your fish in small numbers. If you put a load in at once, they will literally drown in their own piss.
Nice.
Sorry, the nitrate levels will go high. Is there?
This is Bob and this is John.
Well, piss. There'll be an ammonia spike. It'll kill them all. But now we've got it all set up, and it's really, really good. And we've got some little neons, which are little thick fish with nice neon blue stripes on, which look really cool, and they'll swim in the school.
Nice.
And 3 fish called mollies, who are really, really friendly, who will come up and pretty much eat out of your hand.
Nice.
Yeah, and they're really entertaining, as they just arse around a lot and play with each other and chase each other around. And,
that's cool.
A really, really friendly, very friendly fish. If you're looking for some a good fish to have, and you just say, the second you go to the tank, they'll go, feed us, come on. We know the coming of the big giant means food goes in the water.
Yeah, of course they could be being overly friendly, and then one day you'll just go away on holiday and then come back only to find that there's 72 mollies
possibly
in the tank.
Either that or the clocks are stopped and you was warned not to feed them after midnight.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. There you go. That's it.
I know we do. We always do have a breeding problem, because we bought live water plants, and even if you give them like a good rinse and so wash them in salt water, which they recommend you doing, you will usually, if you buy plants for an aquarium, you'll get some free snails with it in the form of eggs.
Nice.
And already we saw one snail. That's fine. And then a few days out, now there's 7 of the fuckers all zooming around. And so later in the week, we're going to get the ecological solution to stop your tank becoming overrun with pond snails.
Nice.
And that is another snail called the assassin snail.
That sounds strangely appropriate for your kind of...
Is it shot like a Jean Reno?
Yeah.
And first of all, you fire at them from a distance with the snapper rifle.
You wait till the snail comes, then you do the job cleanly, professional. No mess, no fuss.
I think in honour of our own personal assassin who used to feed back that when you get the snail, you should call it Fred Lubno.
Oh, yeah.
We might have to do that.
Dr. Scum, the assassin snail.
So we've got like an algae-eating sort of pseudo-catfish called a plecker, which as we've been rewatching Blackadder, has now been called Baldrick.
Nice. Cool.
So that's been given a lot of pleasure. It's quite nice having a fish tank. But it's kind of, I don't know, it's probably people the geek in me because it's kind of like a tropical fish. It's all stuff to learn and things to fiddle with. And
yeah,
but it looks really good. We've got a nice sunken galleon in the bottom, as you'd expect.
Yeah. Oh,
which I absolutely love. We've got Neon's fight to hide in it and then pop out and then ambush each other. So,
Yeah.
It's all going on in your fish tank.
And don't have to take them for walks either, which is
yeah. Also, if your fish tank springs a leak, Elton's the person to call.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. I'd forgotten about that.
No, man. You were asking about best bits of Black Dog history. You fighting with your fish tank was quite a remarkable one.
Yeah, oh.
See, I was remembering. I've been remembering, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, cool. So, anything else, Jim?
I think that's about it, really.
Oh, okay. That's nice and simple. Oh, okay. Sometimes boring and uneventful, except for one thing, is actually really cool because
underrated, I think.
Yeah, because otherwise, normally someone ends up damaged.
Yeah.
in our longer weeks. So all quiet on the Western Front's pretty cool. Cool. Okay. So Elton, what about you, sir?
Well, you wanted boring and uneventful. Welcome to Elton's world this week, where all I did was fix a washing machine, and that was pretty much it.
Okay.
Block sump?
Just the way he's sitting.
It's exactly like your wrestling name. No, we had, what was it? A couple of weeks ago, we had an RCD trip, one of the trips upstairs in the electrical box blow. And it was down to the washing machine. You thought, oh, okay, something's going off there, and it sounds all crackly. I kind of know what that is. And was running it and just waiting for it to pop it on its last clogs. And it did it last weekend, I think it was. Yeah, it died a death last weekend, but stripped it all down, found out what it was. New brushes were required. So I jumped on the internet, found the new brushes, ordered them with 1 minute to go for the free shipping for the next day delivery. Did they turn up?
No.
No, of course they didn't. Why would they? $8.59 I ordered them. That went straight through. There's no tolerance to this. It's either 9 o'clock or it's after 9 o'clock. And I got it in before 9 o'clock and they still didn't turn up on time.
Yeah, well,
Anyway.
yeah, but then,
Bastards.
I don't know. Maybe...
Exactly, that's what I thought.
You bastards. Fuckers. You fuckers.
You fuckers.
I will kill you all.
Are you sure it wasn't because of your Mac's clock was wrong?
Is it the BIOS battery? Is that what it is?
After last week's performance, I was wondering
that was so bad.
if your Mac was just kind of just really fucking with you.
It was kind of teasing me. It was grabbing me by the todger and just playing with me and then dropping it.
I can see why they cost so much now.
I was going to say. Wow.
Yeah,
Just
that's an update.
wanks.
Don't they do a lot? Don't they do a lot, these Macs? Don't they?
Yeah. Silver pull-off machines.
What? Yeah.
The Mac Fleshlight, the Ibrator.
That's a good one. You should. You need to TM that one.
I'll TM that one. Send it to myself. Post it in an envelope.
The
Like
Ibrator.
demo tape.
Yeah, exactly. Don't unseal it. Put some.
The amount of times I did that, and then my old man opened it thinking that it was for him. It's like, no, it's got my name on it. Oh, I thought it was a C instead of an E.
Oh fuck!
What? Kelton McManus? What's that?
Yeah, it's from the Highlands.
Someone sent me your demo tape. Why did they do that? No, I sent me the demo tape. Why would I send you a demo tape?
It
You're
does.
downstairs.
It's not legal either, though. I mean, that whole post it to yourself, that holds no weight in court whatsoever.
Yeah.
I'm sure it doesn't, but it was a thing that you did. Just in case.
Yeah. By the way,
As if the songs I wrote were that good.
yeah.
Stunning.
Yeah, please note that the Black Dog podcast neither advocates nor gives any advice for legal or copyright reasons. You should always consult your...
Because God knows we've broken it enough times.
I was going to say, we are not the people to talk about copyright law at all.
Exactly.
As we say, not say as we do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or something along them.
Do not look over there. Look over here. Ignore that man over there.
So, okay then. So, anything else, Elton? While I slightly move towards
it's really, really dull.
Okie dokie. Well, then I'm going to get Darren to talk very loudly while I eat this tea cake. Oh, you fucker, you nicked the bat.
No, I've nicked your last one now, that's it.
Oh, is that it? Right, okay. Well, then how was your week, Dal, while I eat this tea cake?
My week, well, I've actually moved house.
You have?
I have now returned to the motherland, that is Bromley, or more, should I say, down. I don't like calling it down. I like saying Bromley because, you know, even today, even today,
being snobby.
Yeah.
Already being snobby.
The Downham estate is not,
Downham
shall we
estate,
say,
snobby,
a name to conjure with, unless it's in a scene from The Bill, and they're trying to either go after a cache of weapons or drugs.
Yeah. Just so you know, my uncle used to work in as a detective in CID, and he used to come over with about 8 blokes and stay over at my parents' house while they were doing stakeouts on the Downham estate. And at one point, the status was, the thoughts were that one in every 4 houses had a gun on Downham estate.
Yeah, there have been shootings around there. You know, just people mind their own business, and all of a sudden somebody's marched out of the house and taken a pot shot at them. So, yeah,
That's handy.
There's all kinds of sort of stories.
So Darren's moved up.
I have, yeah. I've come from Welling to Downham, so there you go. And you know, I must admit, it was things are still in a bit of disarray because I'm doing that usual thing of everything is in boxes and everything I need seems to always be in the box at the bottom of the pile. So I have to dismantle this sort of like, you know, the EU stockpile of cardboard boxes just to get at the stuff that I want.
Which is what?
Oh, things like my laptop and whatever, various other bits and bobs.
See, I wouldn't have packed that. You just that's a stick it in the bag, mate.
No, this is the thing. You see,
schoolboy error.
When I bought everything over, everything was where I knew it was going to be, and then I came home.
Boxes.
Yeah, but they were all in certain areas, right? I knew where everything kind of was, and then I got home or I got back and found that Mum and Dad had a go at it, and now they were just, you know, everything was scattered to the 4 winds, and it's just like, I can't even find my underpants. What the hell's going on here?
Where's my porn?
Yeah, where's my porn, Mother?
Dad?
Mother, come here. I had a full collection of Razzle over 40s.
Yes, indeed.
I had the reasons why I was going right back to 1983.
Indeed. I did, actually, yes. Oh, look, Mrs. Johnson getting sexy.
Where's the mature episode? I want that one. That's my favourite.
It's getting slightly warm in here. Maybe you should remove all your articles of clothing. I am getting so hot, I want to remove my articles of clothing.
I want the one with the well-thumbed cover.
Yes. Oh, look at the sheer stockings Mrs. Johnson's wearing. As she does the hoovering. Yes. So, yeah, all high-class ball.
I want the one where they interview Robin Asquith.
Yes.
Yeah, anyway, sorry, one for you 70s aficionados.
One for the dads.
One for the dads.
Or granddads, actually.
Yeah, probably now.
There you go.
Finish off this rest of this Tunnocks Tea cake, so I hope whatever else you got to say is going to last at least a minute.
Yeah. Well, what can I say about Grove Park? What a wonderland. What an absolute wonderland of people. Is what I'll say to that. It's a real mixed bag of nuts. And I do mean that quite literally. Although I did find a little oasis in the chaos that is Chav Central.
Yeah.
Fried chicken shop?
No, not fried chicken shop. No, it wasn't the Pengist or the Mengist Peng or whatever the hell it's called.
It's Kent Fried Chicken, mate.
Shambolic, bro.
Those guys are really good in there. If you're actually polite to them like nobody else is, they give you extra stuff. They give you like fucking Viennettas and stuff. I'm not joking. It's like, sort of like, I don't know, was it, what's that cabbage game they used to have on Cracker Jack?
Cabbages and Kings.
Is it Cabbages and Kings where they used to answer a question and the kids used to have to hold about 4 billion tons of stuff. They'd have like
double or drop.
Was it double or drop? That's it. When Stu Francis used to fucking present it. Or was it? Yeah, that's him. Oh, Crush a Grape. Him.
Yeah, but before he was taken over by Mike Reed.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. No, that was Runaround. That was Runaround, you slags.
Just run around.
No. I said we were talking about double or drop. We're talking about Cracker Jack. You see, you're talking about
Cracker Jack.
You're talking about Run Around, you slags.
Fucking hell, you just blew my fucking ears out.
You remember that show where Mike Reed used to stand there with a shotgun and turn to run around while he just indiscriminately let off shells into the crowd? He used to have sort of like big help by people called Jimmy the Razor. And, Bobby, the
see how far you can get, kids.
Yeah, Bobby the cooker.
Now, when I fire the gun, you run into the bank, run around all the cashiers, and grab any loose change you can.
Run away! You got 2 seconds to decide where you want to go. Honest, I'm going to blow your kneecaps off if you don't.
Yeah, you can either go for the alarm or you can go for the cash.
Damn right.
Run around.
Get in there. Make sure there's no police. Anyway, if you hear the sirens, start running.
Yeah.
The car's running just outside. Jump in the back, and Jimmy the Squirt will get you somewhere. Because they all had names like that back then. There was Darren the Dishcloth and,
Bertie Knuckles.
Yeah, Bertie Knuckles. And Chaz. That's all he was Chaz.
Norm. There's always a Norm.
Yeah. Normally the tea cake. Him. You know him. Deadly bloke. Yeah. Turkish. Yeah. Him. Local boy.
Anyway, you were saying about Grove Park.
Was I?
Oasis.
I don't know. I've got off into a Mockney, 70s Mockney.
Yeah, I was going to say
ride.
anyone from anywhere outside of like northeast London is probably sitting there going, "What the fuck are they on about?"
No, there might actually be
Turkish.
There might be somebody going, "Jimmy, they've mentioned your name. They know about you.
Quick, time
Jimmy the nail file. Him."
We've been prepared for this. Skip to the Algarve. Quick. Gotta make a move.
We've been rumbled. The plague's over.
Yeah. We've had a good run. 30 years hiding out.
It's a fair cop, gov. Fuck me, since it's being transmitted back to the 60s as we speak.
Oh, dear. Go on in.
So yeah, Grove Park. Yeah, this one Oasis in Grove Park, which is right next to the station. There's a little coffee shop.
It is,
and they do little pastries and everything in there. I had 3 for £1.
Yeah,
no, 3 for £2. It was lovely. These little chocolate cornets.
Yeah, they're lovely.
Those things. Yeah, it's nice. It's like a little. I walk in there. It's like I've walked into another dimension.
Yeah. I'm surprised it hasn't burnt down by now.
Yeah, so am I. But no, it's like it's too classy for this area. What's going on?
Yeah, they're trying to gentrify it, you see.
Oh, what? You mean with the pub across the road? That one?
Yeah, the one with no wallpaper that they've left after it burnt down and they just think it looks rustic now.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Because it's a bit special because it's got nothing on the walls. And there's like, the mould has eaten away most of the actual, the actual foundations of the building. All somebody has to do is walk on there and open up a bottle of Domestos and the whole lot will collapse. You watch.
A lot of
That's all they got to do. That's all they got to do.
The whole pub's actually alive.
Yeah, it is. It's just it's one huge giant sort of pub shaped culture. That's what it is.
Anyway, is anything else, sir?
No, apart from just want to say thanks to Colin Jacob for helping me get all my stuff moved, which wasn't actually surprisingly very little stuff. I actually felt quite sad about that moving. It's like, this is all I've got.
My entire life fits in a boot.
That's it, in a shopping bag. I was like Eric Morecambe at the end of Morecambe and Wise, when he comes on with a flat cap and the raincoat, and that was me.
Nice.
That was my life. There we go.
Yep. Okay.
So yeah, that was me all moved out. I don't think I've watched anything strange this week apart from this week's film.
Yeah, which we'll get to in a minute.
We will get to that in a moment. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Okay.
You know, that's all.
Cool. Okay. Well, I guess my week. I'm trying to think what I did. Oh yeah. Well, first off, I did some babysitting for my nieces, my brother's 2 girls, which you know is fine, but they're really young, and so there was two problems there. Mm-hmm. One, I'm the fun Uncle Lee that usually does the shaking up and kind of believe it or not. Yeah, don't look at me.
They don't know you, do they?
No, not really. They're young. My dad jokes still work. And basically, it was like, get him to bed. You know, get him to bed by 7. You know, that's fine. Anyway, like, I go into this house, my brother's new house. He's sort of building it all out, and he's a proper builder. He can build things without exploding. You know,
right?
And so I go in this house. This is the first time I've been in there, and there's my brother saying, "Oh right, okay, we've got this temperature dial thing, like a Wi-Fi dial thing, and if you go into different rooms in the house and then change the dial, it changes the temperature of that room."
I know those very well.
Yeah, well, he's got all this all set up. Anyway, so he sets so his wife tells me, "Oh, you know, just put it in like the hallway, because the hallway is kind of like the coolest part of the house. Turn that on, and then the heating will kind of adjust to warm up the girls' bedrooms upstairs, and downstairs will all just balance out and all that sort of thing." Lovely. Right. Anyway, about what?
I've got this image of it now being like the surface of the sun, and them having to walk into the house looking like fucking Red Adair in heat-proof suits. You know, those silver things.
Was by the end of it was like fucking Backdraft.
Come and kiss, let's get. Oh.
It was.
So has Uncle Spence got no hair now? Is that what it is?
Well,
because when he opened the door, did the heat sort of kill every follicle in his skull?
He's like that dude who has to climb out of the ship on the core to turn it off and on.
Yeah,
Really, he's going into the lava.
Just remember me,
to the floor.
Just remember me, kids. Remember me fondly.
Yeah, I was like Cillian Murphy in fucking Sunshine shouting at the sun as it races towards him at high speed.
I could just see him in the shower cubicle. House out of danger.
Yes. Well, the thing was what threw it, yeah, was the whole house exploded into chaos the minute I had to like actually put the kids to bed.
I'm so glad you had the chaos then.
Yeah. Yeah. Just get that all out of the way. Basically, the youngest one, Nancy, she's like just started reception school, so she's tiny. And my brother's built these really like out of what's the wood not
MDF?
No, the wood that you have for like sidings of trains and. Oh God! It's big compressed wood. It's like I don't know what it is. It's called something like not bleachers or not Formica. We're in a fucking train station.
I don't fucking know.
No, you know this like the planks
I
that
decade
actually,
train stations for a living.
No, you know like the wood that actually they put the rails on.
Yeah,
those sleepers. That's it. And essentially, he got a load of those, and he got his carpenter mate to just make him these huge, great big fucking coffee tables, and there's like one.
Oh, I've seen those before. Those. Oh, they're great. They are.
It looks proper lovely, but it is like only sort of about 2.5 foot off the floor, and that's it. You know, it's kind of about there, sort of about knee height, and that's it. Anyway, Nancy, as soon as I say to her, right, time for bed, she goes under this thing, right, and as she goes under this thing. She just grabs hold of this bar that goes between the legs.
Yeah.
And she just hangs on. And I can't get to her. There is just absolutely no physical way of me getting under this fucking thing.
Oh, cheeky.
And so she's just laughing like a drain under this fucking thing.
Yeah. Is that when you take the screws out of the legs and then you're the one laughing? Ha ha ha! Take that!
As a ton of wood just goes slowly just...
Is it getting heavy under there, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, well...
Oh, what? Just one more screw, love. Just one more screw.
Yeah, can you see it trembling?
Yeah.
Can you see it trembling?
Are we going to go to bed now? Yeah, I thought you'd run out of there
Anyway...
quick.
After about half an hour of trying to coax her out, trying to get her to come out, all this kind of thing, I decided, right, fine, time for a fun Uncle Lee to become just Lee. And I grabbed, one of her legs sort of swung out.
Yeah.
Grabbed it, and I started to pull, and she swung her other leg, and I got her, and I had both legs, and I was pulling, and as I was pulling, the table was very slowly moving. She was not letting go. Anyway, she's giggling and yelling and laughing and all this sort of thing. At that point, the fucking dog, which is this huge, great big boxer thing, decides that it's had enough of me trying to, attack the little uns.
Oh, dear.
And so it starts barking at me. And the other sister, Ella, the older one, is going... Uncle Lee, you've got to let go of Nancy or Roxy, that's the name of the dog. It's going to get really cross with you. And the dog's going... And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm going to get mauled to death by Cujo while trying to pull a 5-year-old out from underneath a fucking sleeper mate thing. I'm like, Eventually I'm just like, look, Nancy, you got to get out. I'm going to call Mum. Suddenly, just appears out of nowhere. She just magically appears. They both run upstairs, giggling like bastards. I'm then left with the dog, which will not let me go anywhere now. It's marked me. That's the end of it. Mm-hmm. And after that, it just followed me everywhere. Just constantly, one eye on me all the time, farting. Anyway.
Lovely.
We get the kids to bed. They go to bed. I sit down. Now, Carol and the kids aren't here, so there's just me on my own. And I start watching the telly, and I start watching Cloverfield, which I'll get to in a minute. And as I'm watching it, I'm getting like, fucking hell, it's a bit warm in here, isn't it? Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. I take off my jumper, still sitting there. I'm like, fucking, look, bloody hell, it is really warm in here. Open the windows, and it's getting hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter. Till eventually,
what have you done?
Till eventually it gets to the point where it is like I've fallen asleep on a sunbed in Benidorm. I'm literally pouring with sweat. I'm down to my fucking vest. Well, my T-shirt, thinking, where's the thermostat? Go into the hallway, thermostat's gone. Kids grabbed it as they ran up the stairs. They're in their room, and they've turned it up to 30 in their room. Well, their room is one of the coldest rooms in the whole building. So this thing's still sitting at like 18, 19 degrees.
Yeah.
Which is perfectly fine for a bedroom at night, at like 9 o'clock at night. Now, downstairs, it's like the surface of the sun. It's literally like backdraft. I'm like pouring with sweat. I'm looking for this fucking thing. And then they're going, Uncle Lee, wow, we're really hot. We can't sleep. I'm like, where'd you put the thermostat? What's the thermostat? The circly disc thing that lights up. The thing with the thing. Oh, well, Nancy hid it for you. It's a game. Where'd you hide it, Nancy? Can't remember. 40 fucking minutes I was looking for that thing, getting hotter and hotter and hotter. It was like I was...
I'm really going to miss those kids.
Yeah.
So's my brother.
As the wallpaper slowly ignited, I thought, well, win some, lose some. Anyway.
Oops. Oh, it's melted the door locks on their bedroom.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Oh, dear. Yeah. As the smoke came rolling up the stairs. No, I opened up the airing cupboard, and there it was, sitting in the fucking airing cupboard. Like, Anyway.
So it's chasing itself then?
Yeah. It was trying to get as hot as it could be in a cupboard where it was supposed to be getting hot, but thinking it was in the hallway. So it needed to get hotter than what it was, because it's clever like that. Anyway.
So that's your babysitting days over.
Yeah, but to say thank you, they let me borrow their car. So I've got this some wanky ass 4x4 that takes like Stephen Hawking to start the bastard.
Yeah, it does about, what was it, 3 foot to the gallon, doesn't it?
No, it does really well. It's a diesel or something. But
Oh, right, okay.
no, but
So it sounds like a bus when you start it up then,
yeah,
does it?
that's right. Yeah, just like it's like someone rolling a Sherman tank downhill. But no, but the thing was, even then, they're like, my brother's like half cut when he got back, and so was Ev, and they sort of went, "Oh, just take the car, go on here. Yeah, here's the key." And I left them sort of dozing off as the house slowly cooled down to sort of like 3,000 degrees. And I got in the car, and I'm like, "Where's the keyhole? What am I doing?" And there's a button that says start, so I press the button that says start. No. Put the key like fob near it. No. Press the key into the key fob. No. And then all of a sudden it's like suddenly this thing comes up on the screen, goes ping, put your foot on the brake. I'm like, right, okay, put my foot on the brake, and then I put the key back in, and then suddenly it's like, now hold on to the fucking gear stick. Yep. So I'm having to do like sort of finger juggling. I'm like having one hand on the gear stick, one foot on the brake, and a hand pushing in at the start button, so just to get the fucking thing to start.
This is a really shit game at Twister.
It is. It's the worst. And then finally, I had to work out how to get the wing mirrors to flap out like some kind of bat wing. It's just I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with that car. I really don't. Anyway, moving on to something else. Yes, watched the last episode of Discovery.
Uh-huh.
Yep, a.k.a. the wah, reset. Have you not seen it?
Oh, I've seen it, yeah.
Okay, fine. We'll talk about that off air. I don't want to spoil it for anyone. It was a big, fat reset fucking button.
It's not a reset button. It's not.
It is.
No, it's progression on from where it was. It doesn't actually... it doesn't set the thing back to before all the events took place. It carries on.
Might as well. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll talk about that another time.
Okay.
Or you could hear more about it on the broadcast. Because I gave my thoughts over there, and I was a bit... fucking track. Waste my fucking time. And then I watched Cloverfield Paradox. Elton, you've seen Cloverfield Paradox, haven't you?
I certainly have.
What did you think of Cloverfield Paradox?
I was being very polite with it when I turned around and said, it's my least favourite. It's really hard not to say anything and not spoil it, so I won't spoil it.
Okay.
Let's say I won't be watching it again.
Okay.
And it's now another franchise I've ejected myself from.
Well, yeah. I pretty much did it after the second one, but...
Oh, I like the second one.
The second one's alright as a standalone film. It's not alright as a thing that somehow relates to Cloverfield. And the problem with this next one is everyone's saying, oh, no, Cloverfield's like a... Oh.
Wow.
Boom. That's our new arms. Oh, look at that.
Oh, it's actually in tune.
Wow.
You know, smoke underwater.
Yeah. I was going to say...
like dramatic music, isn't it? Boom. Boom,
yeah,
boom,
it's like
have we got a small Klingon bird of prey or something? Bop, bop, boom.
I was going to say it's like Brian.
I've got one.
Here we go.
Go on. Wow, springs. It's like Brian Eno fell down some stairs, isn't it? Anyway, yeah. So, I mean, this one does two things wrong. This Cloverfield.
Two?
Yeah, two things wrong. One. It tries... Hold on, listen. The first one is it thinks doing random shit is both scary and interesting, neither of which is true. And the second thing it does is it ties itself in absolute fucking knots to get itself into the continuity of the other two. Absolutely. It literally does the equivalent of one of those people who folds themselves up into a little box as a circus act. It really just
like the dude out of Ocean's 11.
exactly the little Chinese dude in Ocean's 11 that they stick in a box to get into a vault, and you're just sitting there going, how is this related to this thing? How is that related to that thing? And they just keep going. It is literally, when I said about like the old Damon Lindelof thing.
Yeah.
Why is it doing this? Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah. Imagine that, but instead of having someone go, ooh, they just go, don't worry about that. Look at this crazy thing that's happening over here. And you go, what's that crazy thing doing then? What's the rules on this craziness? Oh, this bloke over here, he's had something crazy happen to him too. Oh, maybe it's all related. No. Today, crazy thing over here has no bearing on crazy thing over there. And the crazy thing over here is even more crazy. But guess what? It's crazy because, things have happened. What thing? Things. It's like literally Richie Rich from Bloody Bottom jumping up and down on the table going, strange things have happened. It's like, what? Why? Why has this happened? Why is that going on? Because reasons. Right? Oh, today this strange goo, which is magnetic, goes one way, and then all of a sudden it's got a life of its own. Why? Reasons. Will it do it again? No. Is it an ongoing threat? No. Someone's just appeared over here. Who's that? Who cares? No, we'll explain it in a minute. Right, okay. We've explained it. Does it make any difference? No. Literally, think of something random. Try and think of something random. If you were writing Event Horizon and remaking it, what would you have the ship do to someone? Just think of something. Anything.
I'd turn them into a shoebox containing some ham.
That was probably in the first draft of Cloverfield Paradox.
But they didn't have the effects budget for it.
No. They just changed their mind.
Or the ham.
Or the ham.
Exactly. They just changed
Do
their
we
mind.
want honey roasted or just breaded?
We haven't got anything with crispy crumb. It's continuity managers going nuts. Oh, let's just fucking forget it. I mean, it's just bollocks. It is utter bollocks. All that stupid shit I used to level up Prometheus for dumb scientists do dumb things for dumb reasons just so the plot can move on.
Yeah.
They make the Prometheus crew look like the fucking final of Mastermind.
Wow.
And they all just standing around. And it's like, something's happened over here. Why has it happened? Don't know. Don't care. Move on. It's just, your example. Someone turned into a box of ham. Okay. 5 minutes later, oh no, the entire room's filling with cheese. Why? I don't know. Doesn't matter.
But that could be connected to the ham. You see, you're not thinking right.
No, but hold on. Then that happens. Someone dies. Then someone else goes, you know what? I'm going to go into this room. As long as this thing doesn't happen, like this bright red light comes on, then I will be safe. Guess what happens the instant he walks in the room?
Bright red light comes on.
Yeah, amazing. But not only that, the bright red light comes on and you think, oh no, it's all going to go horribly wrong. But no, the film's ahead of you. The bright red light disappears. He turns into the bright red light and explodes. I mean, it's just that level of fucking nuts. It's just like you go, why? Why has that happened? I almost don't want to spoil it, but I almost do.
No, don't.
Don't.
No, I don't want to.
I want to revel in the craziness of it all.
Pretty much everything that happens with Chris O'Dowd from about 5 minutes in is just as random as this film gets, and then about halfway through it just goes, nah. Anyway, moving on.
He didn't try turning it off and on again then. No.
I think with Chris O'Dowd, instead of remove him from the film and just put a massive question mark in his place.
Yeah.
And people turn to the question mark and then just look at it. It's just normal.
Yeah. And then there's plots. A plot comes out of nowhere, and this isn't a spoiler because this literally happens within the first 2 minutes of the film. They're standing there. Everyone's on the space station, the Cloverfield space station, no less. They're standing there.
Okay.
all of a sudden they're having a little technical difficulty. And some bloke who you've never met before, he's got no investment in whatsoever, has no understanding of his relationships to anyone else in the crew, walks in and goes, "You want this thing to fail, don't you?" And starts off having a fight with the scientist who's trying to make the thing work. And they just have a fight. Then, next scene, they're working together just fine.
Well, obviously they needed a bit of a punch-up. It's that.
But it's not even a decent punch-up. I mean, the punch-up sort of happens in the sort of foreground while everyone else goes, hey, break it up. Literally, it's that is that kind of crap.
Is it two 40-year-old blokes trying to have a fight?
It's like two T-Rexes trying to have a slap fight. They're just kind of like flapping their arms at each other.
Oh, good Lord.
And it's just bollocks. It really is absolute turd. You don't get scared by anything. The closest you get to being scared by anything is a scream down a hallway. Within about a minute, that's resolved, and within a minute of that, the thing that caused the scream has been resolved, and everyone just carries on in their merry way, regardless of the mystery. It's literally like someone just got hold of like all of Damon Lindelof's mystery box on all these little cards that say, "What about if it was a wizard on the back of a turtle? Woo." And then just threw them all up in the air, and while Damon just went, "No, what have you done? It was all filed in fucking order. Oh no, you've got the mystery with the rabbits mixed up with the mystery of the blue and red bricks. Oh no, you got the mystery of why rooms filled with pickles with the other mystery with fucking magnetic tofu. You've got it all wrong. Oh no." And you just sit there going, this is just nonsense. And then they go, fuck, it's called Cloverfield. We've got to go back to that film with the monster, haven't we? And they do. They go back to the film with the monster. But forget it, because everyone involved in that part of the story just hides in a bunker, which ties it to the second film. And you go, right. And then it goes back to the space station again and forgets that entire plot for about 60 minutes. And again, nothing much happens. It's just bobbins. Absolute bobbins. You get a feeling that they sort of started making a film and then someone said, "Oh, we've run out of money." And J.J. Abrams said, "Hey, if I put some Cloverfield bits in there, including a shot of a Slusho cup, any chance I'll pay you the rest of your budget to get it finished?" And they're like,
that's the thing, though, isn't it? It was dropped on the Super Bowl, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And halfway through the Super Bowl, they did turn around and say, "Oh, look, there's a new Cloverfield film coming out. You can watch it straight after the Super Bowl on Netflix." And everyone went, "Oh, we've been tricked. Oh, yes, please." I did exactly the same thing. I thought, oh, Cloverfield, this must be good if it's coming out straight away.
If it's coming out straight to video, it must be the work of art. It's fucking
They don't want to
video Shakespeare.
They don't want to waste it on no cinema audience. They want to get it out as fast as possible.
The studio must have real confidence in it.
It's just crap. It really is fucking awful. It's bollocks. The acting is naff, and considering that some of the actors in it you've seen in much better films in recent months, it's just like, oh, get fucking bent. What a pile of ass.
2 thumbs up from me.
2 thumbs up from you, really?
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Get stuffed, you idiot.
Get bent.
Get bent. It was nonsense. It was absolute nonsense. I would like you, as a piece of your homework, Jim and Darren, go and watch it, and then next week,
okay, when we
reconvene, we can have just a little early doors rant, because
okie dokie.
All right,
because I think it's worth just seeing how shit it really is.
Okay, I'll give it a go.
And I bet one of you like it. Just to wind me up. with this fucking rubbish. Anyway, yeah, so that was it. Discovery, Cloverfield, children under tables, heating, exploding, that kind of thing. All good. Oh,
Weak rib.
yeah. Fed some llamas. That was another thing.
You fed some llamas?
I fed some llamas.
So I'm fed up with moving backwards and forwards to the microphone. I'm just going to make it come to me.
Yeah, that's fine. No, I fed
This is
some
good.
llamas.
Oh, man, this is great.
Yeah.
Fuck, do you know what? I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
No, what are you doing?
Doing this, right? Okay.
Come on.
I'm going to put my legs over the chair like that. There we go. I've now got my feet up. I'm just, wow.
Jesus Christ.
Right.
Place bet now, he falls asleep and tips on his arse.
No, actually, this is great. I'm fine. Go fetch me more tea cakes.
Fetch you more tea cakes. Look at the state of you. Fucking hell, fire. Yeah, that's your
You've got some
Patreon.
sort of Lego device with a fan?
Well, actually, there is on not 4 foot away from me. There is a box containing something called 3D Maker, and it I don't know what else it does, but it is certainly kind of corners the market in plastic sea things. So it does a lot of good line in starfish. It does sharks and it does seahorses.
Right, okay. Just so you know. Sorry, Carol? Oh, it's also out of ink.
Oh no!
It basically, just so you know, it's a plastic. You get the plastic gel. You can make shapes,
Yeah.
and then you put it in, and it's a UV oven.
It's an UV oven.
Not an UV oven, a UV oven.
UV oven, isn't that the bloke that used to make them really crap films like Postal and Blood Rain?
We got
Shaker Maker's Revenge.
shaky weight. Oh God! Right, okay. Let's move on before the next thing I know, he's going to just start putting his face in it and trying to give himself a tan.
Look, I'm not a vampire.
Oh, you sparkle in the UV light.
Why can't I see things?
Why has I gone blind? I've got just this blue stripe down the middle of my face, and my optic nerves have been evaporated. But otherwise, I'm looking good.
All I know now is I never need to use Google Maps ever again. I can locate places in the blink of an eye.
Nice.
The radiation has affected the centre of my brain. I am now a conduit for the internet.
What, using a 3D Maker UV oven?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
I've become Internet Explorer Man.
Internet Explorer, man.
Yes, I move so slowly I'm almost going backwards.
I think that is the case. Internet Explorer. People use Internet Explorer and they can actually surf the internet. Like
Beware the DLL error.
Yeah, they can look like they're surfing the internet from like 1998.
Yep.
Right. All of this nostalgia bollocks is all very well and good, but we've got better nostalgia bollocks to take care of now.
Have we?
Yeah. We got to find out what a big fucking idiot my 7-year-old self was. Because we're going to review Cactus Jack.
There's a favorite film from my childhood. Loved it so much I watched it night and day. I never got tired of seeing the movie, but that was years ago. Well, I still feel the same. Blu-ray keeps on turning. Will my passion keep on burning? Rosie, Rosie, rose-tinted spectacles.
Right, okay, so Cactus Jack, aka the villain. Yes, it's a film That's about all I can say about it. No, sorry. It's a 1979 American film, a parody blend of Western films and Warner Brothers' Wile E. Coyote cartoon situations, in inverted commas. It was directed by Hal Needham, who also directed Smokey and the Bandit, just in case you wanted to know. And there were several references in the film about it as well.
Were there?
Yeah. Smokey's cat house.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's a picture of Burt Reynolds on the side.
On it, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah. And there's also the picture that's on the side of the truck that gets driven. Is one of the pictures on the side of the bank, isn't it, or on the side of the saloon? I can't remember which one it is. Anyway, it's not that important. Neither is the film, to be honest.
It's not the picture on the trailer, is it?
The picture on the trailer of the truck, yes, but it's actually on the side of the saloon in the film. Yeah. It was directed by Hal Needham, starred Kirk Douglas, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Anne Margaret. Paul Lind in his last role on screen. Foster Brooks, Strother Martin, who I've never heard of before. Mel Tillis, who played the so funny stammering guy. Though Mel Tillis also was the guy who was singing the exposition songs. You know, it's a bad bloke on a horse. He's a bad bloke on a horse. Here's the handsome man. Here's the handsome man. It's the same guy.
This is charming. Here she is, getting the knockers out.
Yeah, boobies, running along. This is a
just
horse.
In case you've forgotten who she was, you mean?
Yeah, exactly. Repeatedly. Let's get down to production. Production notes. Parts of the film were shot in Monument Valley. That's it. Let's have a look at it on Rotten Tomatoes. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a rating of 0, with an audience score of 38%, with an average rating of 3.7 out of 10 on 7 reviews.
Yeah, I'm a cowboy.
I can help you across the street. Anyway,
I'm the Terminator.
I don't understand why they call me Terminator. Anyway, yeah.
I really hope this is not all I'm going to be famous for.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it was the final theatrically released American Western for Kirk Douglas. 8 identical horses played the role of Whiskey. In the French version of the film, Whiskey actually had a voice that was dubbed over the top.
Of course it did.
Le talking horse.
Yeah, le talking caribou.
Talking shire.
I don't know. If there were any
caribou.
I don't know. I don't know the French for anything. I thought caribou.
Well, caribou is definitely not the French for horse.
Isn't it? Okay. Caribou isn't the French.
Le caribou.
I have literally, all I know is duck, ham and jam. That's my entire French.
I know the public garden. I know the police.
Bibliothèque.
That's a library.
Donde esta biblioteca? I thought it was Spanish.
Chapita Welling. Chapita Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Je m'appelle Paul Weller.
Yeah. Voodoo something to me. Anyway, the only bits of information here are if there was any doubts about the movie being a homage to the great American cartoons, the characters' names are Avery Simpson and Parody Jones. They're clearly on a salute to Tex Avery and Chuck Jones, 2 of the geniuses behind the Warner Brothers cartoon studios. However, even though all the Warner Brothers sort of cartoon stuff is, really what it was referencing, it was released by Universal, so it had absolutely no rights to do it. It had a budget of $5 million.
It had a budget?
Yep, $5 million. Do you know how much it made?
50p and a button.
Jim?
$6 million.
Elton?
4 horses, 7 stagecoaches,
and some ice cream.
Chinny. Well, the thing is, nobody knows how much it made because they never published the profits.
Really?
Yeah, they never published it. So no one gives a shit apparently. So there you go. That's it. That's the whole thing. That is literally everything.
I really am surprised there isn't a sort of, Star Trek the Motion Picture style wiki about this. I really am. It's such an awful lot to know about the production.
Yeah.
We'll never know who made their shoes.
Never know who made the shoes. Yeah. Hold on. I'm just gonna. Oh, here we go. People are quite remarkably nice about it on IMDb. We're saying it's good fun. It's supposed to be a live action cartoon of Roadrunner.
Really?
Yeah.
Because, I did wonder about the Looney Tunes tune at the end of it there.
It's even someone here called Ibrahim18 in 2007 said it's a great movie. If you've got kids and want the whole family to have a good time, this is the right movie for you. This movie is simply hilarious. It's like watching Roadrunner or a sequel of Yosemite Sam and Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny?
Yeah, that's exactly how it's pronounced.
You just finished Scandinois version.
Scandinois, yeah. It's Bugs Bunny.
The Rude Runner.
Yeah.
And Willy Coyote.
Willy. Wanky Coyote.
Elmy Food.
Elmy Food.
All me foot.
Yeah. Yeah. It says here, your kids will probably watch this movie several times, and every time they're feeling bored or have nothing to do.
If you have trouble getting your family out of the house,
show them an excuse when social services come round.
Here we go. John Slaughter in 2006 on IMDb gave it 10 out of 10, saying Kirk Douglas playing the title character Cactus Jack demonstrates his great ability to work comedy as he becomes the personification of Roadrunner's nemesis Wile E. Coyote. What? True lovers of the Roadrunner and Beep Beep will be left out because he isn't there. Oh, but he's... Oh, God almighty. Why am I trying to read something?
The man can't even write. How can you trust a review by that person?
Yeah. Oh, dear.
Can he even count? Is that why he gave so many stars?
However, in 2001...
He came back and went...
No, someone called Martin CD wrote simply unbelievably crap. And according to the book of the films of Arnold Schwarzenegger by John L. Flynn, Cactus Jack is one of the worst films of all time, if not the 70s. The villain is an overextended, tedious, and crudely embarrassing spoof of the Western genre. There you go.
I came into this movie expecting a serious production by Ivory Merchant, or Merchant Ivory, whatever his name is.
Ivory Merchant.
Ivory Merchant.
Do you want to buy some ivory? I have just killed a horse.
Horse?
No, a caribou.
I've got to ask. What colour is the sky on your planet?
It was a caribou.
Oh, it's a caribou. I have ivory from a caribou, from a space caribou.
It looks like an elephant.
But it has the senses of a whale. And the powers of a sloth.
Hello, I have a horse and I have killed ivory. Anyway. Oh, God. Anyway, right. So, who has never seen this film before?
I haven't.
Hey.
I don't know whether it would be wise for me to go first or not, though.
Why are you frightened of that you might kind of rock our world because you think that we really love this film and,
or are you expecting the backlash from all those hordes of Cactus Jack fans?
I do have a slight tinfoil theory on it.
Especially like C.D. Thompson or whatever the fuck his name was. I don't know. The one who can't even string two words together but thinks his review is actually a valid... Yeah. He just threw some stars at it randomly. That's what he did. I think his review is in there, but all the words are in the wrong order.
Right, okay. I'll tell you what then. Elton, if you're not feeling confident about going first, we'll move to Jim, because I think we might want to strap in for this one. Jim.
Or a strap on. I don't know.
Jim, what did you think of Cactus Jack, a.k.a. / the villain?
Well, let's start with the positives first. That's them done with. Let's move on. Well, no.
Fired already.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to get any better.
Yeah, right across the barrel, that one.
No, actually, seriously, on the plus side, I thought actually his translation, or theft, as we might like to prefer to call it, of some of the classic Looney Tunes gags into live action, actually, I thought worked quite well. The cast were all good in their roles. However, it had just one terrible fatal flaw, and that was, well, several terrible fatal flaws. What am I talking about? Mm-hmm. But the primary one is that, for a start, if you're ripping off Looney Tunes cartoons, it's kind of... Now, I can see what Hal Needham was thinking. If you're watching what Mel Brooks is doing, you've seen Mel Brooks do Blazing Saddles. You've seen Mel Brooks do Young Frankenstein. You've seen Mel Brooks do Silent Movie. And he thinks, I can do something like that. I'll do Looney Tunes. However, what he's failed to appreciate is that Mel Brooks was ripping off other full-length feature films, and he's trying to make a feature-length film based on a 4-minute cartoon. And, as we all know, the secret to comedy is timing, and timing is this film's enemy.
Yep.
The problem is I found was kind of, although Kirk Douglas is hamming up as best as he can, and Arnold's playing the straight guy and what have you, the problem is Hal Needham cannot direct comedy. He thinks just parroting something is the same as being funny, and it's not.
No.
Now, if we can just do a quick scientific experiment, would any of you gentlemen like to do a quick exit from the parrot sketch?
Okay. Okay. Excuse me, miss.
Yeah, who are you calling miss?
I'm sorry, I have a cold.
That's enough. See, both of you, any prompting from me, you're not just saying the lines of the parrot sketch. You're actually doing the performances of Cleese and Palin.
Yes.
Because you have to have those voices, otherwise it doesn't work. Yeah. Now, this is Hal Needham doing the parrot sketch. Excuse me, miss. Who you calling miss? I'm sorry, I have a cold.
Ha 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 ha. For mash gets smashed.
All the gags are just the comedy is rang out of them with needless setup shots and reaction shots. That something that should be like, the thing with like Looney Tunes cartoons is have this marvelous sort of rhythm. It was, dink a dink a dink a dink dink bang.
Yep.
Hal Needham's like ding 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 ding. Ding ding ding. It's like, get to the fucking joke before I die of old age. But it's also kind of, the thing is, he's not adding anything to it. He's just doing literally things copied and pasted from Looney Tunes to the point, I expected at the end it to, to go into a hand crayon version of the logo and a poorly impersonated Burt Reynolds doing Porky Pig. Going, that's all, cunts.
Fuck you.
That's the end of the show now, isn't it?
Yeah, that's pretty much. There was enough gap on all of that.
It was just, it started out, I could, all right, see what he's doing, but the fact that it's just kind of all the joy and energy which just rang out of this. There's literally, the only real fun you can have in this is either the horse or looking at Anne Margarets' cleavage. But frankly, after about 5 minutes, you're done and you've got another hour and 20 to kill.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's kind of, you know, about halfway through, I was wondering, how's she get her hair? Her hair is really tall. Is she wearing her night clothes? What's going on with that dress? And, you know, everything you shouldn't be thinking from the sexy leading lady, because, you know, they've stuck the camera down her cleavage so much in the opening 10 minutes. It's just kind of like, I'm bored now. You know, it's gonna anything good about this film. It's like the horse is just overused. You know, 10 minutes in, that's it. You're done with the horse.
Yep.
You're done with Kirk Douglas doing Wile E. Coyote. You're done with Arnold's straight man routine. You're done with everything. It's just kind of, I've got an hour and 20 of this. Where's it all going? Oh, nowhere. It just literally stops at the end.
Yep.
I mean, in fairness, I think for an undemanding audience, i.e. children who are maybe sat in front of the TV hitting each other head with Transformers or whatever kids these days do, it might pass muster. But for anyone else, it's just kind of... You're ruining some classic gags here. Yeah. You're stealing classic gags and then doing them badly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing, isn't it? It's just like... It's just... Nothing's happening. It's just dying on its arse. It was excruciating. I mean, it's not even 90 minutes, but Jesus Christ, it went on and on and on. I actually not the only other bright spot, again, criminally underused, was Paul Lind, who had some of the best lines. Right.
You mean I got dressed up for this?
Yeah. I'll get you, Penelope, but stop.
But he was just kind of that was just kind of a running joke that just stood still.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, it's going to be a long day, fellas. Yeah, we're going to have to put in some extra hours for this one. Scalps don't put beans on the table. It's just like, what? Anyway, so in overall, Jim, were you impressed?
I was bemused. It was just kind of like, this film is something else. It's kind of, you know, I think when we announced we were doing it, a lot of people were going, what? I've not heard of this film with Arnold Schwarzenegger in. I've seen everything. I've seen Pumping Iron and
God,
Cutting the Cheese and all these other bodybuilding films he did. I've never heard of this. Now you know why.
I think that actually was a sequel to Pumping Iron.
Cutting the cheese. Yeah. Pumping Iron and Sucking Nickel, wasn't it? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Sucking Dime? I don't know.
Sucking cocks down the bus station, if you ask me. But anyhow. They're always out by themselves.
Sorry. Carry on.
But yeah, now you know why. I mean, I do remember I had seen this before. It'd been rented out in the video shop because I had Arnold in. I'm not entirely sure we got the end, or I've just blanked the memory of it.
See,
but yeah, it was just kind of like, I can't. It all started coming back to me, or not coming back to me, rather. When I watched it and just going, really? You are doing that? Oh dear. But then again, you know, what do we expect from the director who gave us Megaforce? A few years later.
Oh, Megaforce. Yeah.
Megaforce.
That's got to be
Barry Bostic.
up there with unoriginal titles such as Man with a Gun.
Yeah, or Death Warrior, or you know, any kind of that. What was that one?
Silent Ninja,
American Ninja.
Deptford Ninja. Dartford Ninja.
Yes. Packing Ninja.
Enter the Romford.
Pirates.
Enter the McDonald's.
With pirates, it's just pirates with bad attitudes, isn't it? Just grumbling about shit. I can't get my fucking cash card in there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Arr, my chip pin's not working.
I tried touching out, but it didn't work. I'm stuck on a bus. Anyway.
You not be trusting contactless. No, sir.
Okay then. Right. So, Elton, now that Jim's got his bit out of the way, do you feel more confident to step into your...
That was wonderful from Jim, I feel.
Yes,
Thank you very much, sir.
I feel like we could just stop it there, really, to be honest. Does anybody who just want to stop it there and just leave?
No, I want to keep going.
Oh.
Okay. I'd never seen this film, never even heard of this film. And you guys have brought a gem to my life.
What?
Really?
Go on.
No, stop rolling the eyes.
I haven't stopped rolling them yet, mate. Don't say rolling as if I've stopped rolling my eyes. They are rolling. They are still rolling. I can't actually see.
I'll tell you what, if his eyes stop spinning and they come level, fripney bits are going to come out of his arse. I'll tell you that now.
I'm just gonna start pissing pennies.
Yep, you'll go jackpot, jackpot, jackpot.
Ting, 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 ting. Go on, carry on.
Okay, well, this is a film where I think within the first 5 minutes, I knew exactly where I stood and realised what I was getting. And then you decide whether you're going to be entertained or not. And I feel sometimes you can decide whether you can be entertained by a film or not, whether you put your shields up straight away or you can sit there and, okay, I know what kind of universe I am in, and it's up to me to enjoy it or not. I'm along for the ride, and there's no turning this off. It's not like I could just, sod it. I think if I wasn't watching it for a review, I would have turned it off.
Right.
There's no two ways about that. The channel would have been flicked. Something else would have gone on.
Mm-hmm.
But because I had to watch it for the review, I had to get into the mindset. And cartoons and Looney Tunes cartoons, especially Wile E. Coyote cartoons, are some of my favourites.
Yes.
And so that works for me. That humour works for me because I can relate it to the characters in the cartoon. And as soon as Kirk Douglas jumped off the first edge of a hill mountain to try and get onto that train and fell flat on his face, bang, you know exactly where you are. You know exactly what to expect. And if you expect anything more than that, then you're kidding yourself. And so, right, now you know my mindset of where I was. That being said, the intro alone is clearly a barnard too long, straight off the bat. Even before he gets into town, that is way too long for anything. For anything that happens. Arnold Schwarzenegger is the campest cowboy in town, easily. But I like it, even though he wears that ridiculous costume. I like it. And in his flashback, he's still wearing the same costume. It's not like, it was a different day. No, in Arnold's head, no, I was wearing the same costumes as I was last time, and I had ice cream in one hand and a horse in the other hand.
It is my costume.
These only clothes I know how to wear. Arnie, I quite like, because he does play the Terminator in this. He's very still, there's no emotion coming from him, but then that is Arnie, really, isn't it?
I was going to say, is that acting or is that just him standing still?
Yeah, it's just him. He's like a clothes horse, isn't he?
He is.
Stands there.
Yeah, he just kind of... I am standing here with Anne Margaret. She has got her boobs out. I will go to sleep now.
Yeah, Anne Margaret's cleavage is kind of a personality in itself. Which it's
the
a
original Uncanny Valley.
Certainly was a valley. It was one I enjoyed as well. So,
oh God.
And I like Jim said, I like the interpretation of the Looney Tunes aspect of it, the crazy campers that Cactus Jack does try and get up to, because it is setup after setup. Once again, he's ahead of Arnie and Charming Jones, and then he does his little trick. It doesn't work. He ends up behind it, and then somehow gets ahead of them again to do the next little stunt. And that is the Looney Tunes way, which I can appreciate. And I suppose about halfway through this, I'm sitting there going, okay, this is the Looney Tunes cartoon. They're about one step away from painting a tunnel on a wall.
And sure enough.
And then, lo and behold, he goes and paints a tunnel on the wall. And you think, no, surely they can't go through that tunnel.
And then, sure enough.
He's following a road, and he's been told to stick on that road, and he'll get there. Even by Anne Margaret, she said, just stick on the road. And oh, yeah, I should do that. And then he just turns off and goes down a tunnel that was never there. It's just, if you're in the mindset, I think you can get it. But where my little tinfoil hat comes in.
Oh, here we go. Brace yourselves, everyone. Red alert.
Are you ready?
Red alert. Tinfoil hat approaching.
Now, Cactus Jack has clearly been doing this for quite some time. And he has his horse called Whiskey. Now, what happens if the horse isn't a horse?
What if it's part of the Cloverfield project?
Kind of, yeah. It's his sidekick friend called Whiskey. And all the way through that film, he sees it as a horse. He's bashed his head so many times, he sees it as a horse. But it's not. It's his kind of deranged friend.
Can I? Go on down.
I was going to say, you saying that it's someone, a man who was born so deformed that he looks like a horse.
No, I'm not saying.
Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that it's a man that he treats like a horse.
Are you saying
Cactus Jack has whacked his head so many times, he treats himself like a horse, and now he sees him as a horse. It's a human being.
Are you saying that really, if you were to watch Cactus Jack outside of Cactus Jack's own point of view, he's being given a piggyback by someone across the entire desert?
Yes.
Why? What possible story point could that address?
It doesn't address anything. It's
Why?
just it was keeping me entertained because if you watch it, the horse acts like a human all the way through. The way that he comes into the saloon at the very beginning, Cactus Jack walks in, and then the horse goes to walk in after him, gets the doors half open, and he looks at him and says, "No, you stay outside," and then slowly walks back outside as like a man who's been told to walk outside would.
Can I just say one thing? I don't think it's Cactus Jack that's hit his head few too many times listening to this. I mean,
are you doubting this theory?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Even though there's a point where Cactus Jack is on a rope going over a ravine, and the horse has a rope in his mouth. And he's telling the horse to back up, and then the horse just lets go. It couldn't just be a guy holding that, pulling back, and then just lets go.
Can I just?
But no, it makes more sense if a horse does it, doesn't it?
Look, yeah, and it's also in a film where a man gets a 60-ton boulder land on his head, and he's just all right in the very next scene. Let's just put this in perspective. Also, let's not forget that how does Cactus Jack get initially captured in the first place?
He blows up tries to blow up a safe.
Keep going. How does he get captured?
No, when you go away and think about this, Elton, think about what you've done.
He jumps on the back of his horse, and his horse sits down.
Yes.
If that was a bloke, firstly, he would have broken the bloke's back. Secondly, how would he expect to get away from a braying mob on the back of a man who looks like a horse?
No, he doesn't look like he's just a guy.
Look, I love the fact that you're looking for a conspiracy theory, but conspiracy theories have to do a couple of things. One,
that's why he didn't get away, because he's not on a horse. He's on a man.
Oh, for God's sakes.
If he actually got on a horse, he might have got away.
How did he get into town then?
On the back of a man.
Number 36B bus.
He got into town on the back of a man. Have you heard yourself? Have you actually heard yourself? Do you wake
If
up?
that doesn't end up on a
Jack
poster,
Blackman?
I will kill you.
He rode into town on the back of a man. I mean, do you just wake up one night and suddenly have like sudden flashbacks? I said, what? Oh fuck! What? Why? No.
It was getting me through the film. It was the very short spurts of Looney Tunes cartoons in between Arnold trundling along on a wagon, and then you see the horse and you think, well, what if that's a guy?
What if they're not really on Earth? What if it's all in his head? What if he actually got hung?
I'd like to quote Mr. Metcalf here of one of his phrases. And if my granny had wheels, she'd be a wagon.
If my aunt had bollocks, she'd be my uncle. It wouldn't make...
She'd be a screaming wagon where she's had her limbs removed and replaced with wheels. That would be just horrifying.
I don't understand.
I'm sticking with it. I am well up for this one.
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jim.
I defy you to watch it again and see that horse not a man.
See that horse, not a man? What are you talking about? You've lost your plot. You've actually lost the plot.
I am going to sleep now. Okay, I'm going for a kip.
Okay, right. My
Wake me
last
up
little
when we're
bit
back in reality.
Right. My last little bit. Nervous Elk. It took me. I heard his voice, and straight away I was taken back to my childhood, and had to work it out. And I had to go on IMDb to work out what is that the guy from the Penelope pit stop? Is that the hooded claw? And I had to look up on IMDb just to make sure that it was.
Yep.
And yeah, it didn't disappoint. So that brought a little smile to my face. And also the end credits as well, right? Did anyone watch all of the end credits?
No. I literally stopped at the instant the credits started rolling.
Did Samuel L. Jackson show up at the end of it? Cactus Jack, I'm here to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative.
No, but you've just seen the film, and then you go to the end credits, and they kind of show the whole film again in block pieces. So really, you're getting two films for one.
You're getting the good one in the credits then?
Yeah, that's right.
Was it any good?
Still seems like a man, though. Anyway, there we go. I enjoyed it. I will never watch it again, though.
Can I just ask a question? If that bloke, if that horse was really a man, why was it that the Indians or Native Americans, or whatever you like to call them, why were they looking at the horse and laughing at the horse, saying it was a pain in the arse horse? Because that had nothing to do with Cactus Jack, and he wasn't in line of sight when they were talking about that.
You know, maybe the reason he was laughing at him, or they were laughing at, is because, well, it's not that the horse isn't really a man. But he's two men in a pantomime horse suit.
Is this like fucking Rent-A-Ghost?
That's even better.
Dobby from Rent-A-Ghost. It is Dobby.
Dobby.
This is why Dobby's a ghost in Rent-A-Ghost, because he is that from that era of the back in the West. He's died, or the poor bastards who got caught in the suit and couldn't get the zipper open and just fried in the suit in the desert.
Did they have a wireless thermostat in there?
I think they did, yes.
Someone stuck it in the fridge.
That's why Cactus Jack got caught, because the man at the rear ended up collapsing once he jumped on him. Hello, Bueller.
Can you... Right, firstly, Darren.
Yep.
Shame on you for encouraging him. Elton.
Hello.
Shut up.
I'm just embracing the madness, man.
Embracing
That's all I can do at this time at night.
I don't get the point of him being a horse.
There's no point. You're watching a Looney Tunes cartoon that's in live action.
How's it conspiracy theory, though?
I've been through the desert on a horse that's a man.
It's been good. I don't know. What can you rhyme with man?
Pan.
I've been through...
Van.
Fan.
ham.
Oh, we're back.
Tan.
Flan.
We're back to Cloverfield then, with their room full of ham.
Yeah, we are. I said, we're the horsey in a room full of ham.
There you go. It's the Cloverfield Paradox. It's all tied together. Maybe this is the start of it.
It showed Cloverfield to be a sham.
Ah, nice. I like that.
J.G. Abrams.
Don't know a thing.
Yeah, I'm running out. I'm done.
Because he's
I'm
making this up on a hope and a wing. La la la
la la la la la la la la la.
Anyway,
Maybe we should do intros like that from now on. We should actually do la la intros.
la la intros.
La la intros, yeah.
La 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 la.
I can't wait for our attempt at They Call It Acid by D-Mob.
Bring Forth the Guillotine by Silver Bullet.
Yeah, listen to us have a stroke live.
Oh dear, Elton.
Yes.
Did you actually?
I'm done.
Did you actually like the film?
I got through it. I won't be watching it again, but I think if you get into the mindset of Looney Tunes and you know exactly where you are, then I think you can enjoy it for what it is. But you're not going to get anything from. You're not going to learn anything from it. You're not going to come away going, "Oh wow, I've had an epiphany about life."
I did.
Not that type of movie.
I had an epiphany, but we'll get to mine in a minute. So, okay then. What about you, Mr. Barnard? What did you think of Cactus Jack?
What did I think of Cactus Jack?
Yeah, I mean, firstly, you've seen it before, haven't you?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
And did you like it back then?
Well, I think that this Cactus Jack is proof that today we are living in a mirror universe. Because
you as well. No, I've
Yeah.
had another conspiracy.
because I remember his films being funny, and and then all of a sudden, a few years ago, everything went dodgy in the world. We've got Britain leaving Europe. We've got Trump in office.
David Bowie's passed on.
David Bowie's passed on. That was his death was the one that cracked open, of course, the apparently
The multiverse.
the actual it's now we've got bleeding into one another. It's like the Dark Tower. So and now I wake up to find that Cactus Jack is not actually the funny film I remember it to be. We are on the other side of the curtain, people.
See? Yeah.
We've gone through, we've transitioned, we've gone across parallel universes, and we're somewhere else.
Yeah.
We're in a ship piloted by Lorcan. We've gone beyond the veil.
We're off.
We're off.
Right, okay. So, but that doesn't answer my question.
What did I think of it? Oh, it was a big pile of shit, wasn't it? I think I sniggered twice throughout the entire run of that film. It was at the beginning when Kirk Douglas flies through the air in slow motion, and then it speeds up, and he kind of gets a face full of railway track. And the other bit, not hilarious, but just because I just thought, the horse is a cunt. It's the bit where he's on the rope, and the horse just lets go of the rope. And that bit, I enjoyed that bit, just because it was like, the horse just didn't give it. He had no more shits to give. His field of shits that he gives was empty.
Was barren.
That was it. It was barren. It was barren of shits.
Okay.
That was it.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, oh my God, it was trying too hard. It's a hipster film. It just tries too hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If this film was a restaurant, it would be a hipster restaurant. And it would be doing things like giving you a cap as your table marker, and it would have a DJ booth set above everything, in a place where you think there's a staircase leading up to that. It's like, no, there's a ladder right behind someone who's sitting there at the table enjoying the meal.
That Hoxton restaurant really still has effects.
It comes back. It comes back. It is Meat Mission. If this film was a restaurant, it would be Meat Mission in Hoxton.
Right.
In fact, this film would be Hoxton because it just tries too hard.
Yeah?
Yeah, it tries too hard to be what us normal human beings would class as funny.
So
It actually, I felt it sucking my will to live at one point.
yeah,
You know,
it was quite amusing to see your thing on Facebook. This film's shit.
oh yeah, yeah.
Bollocks.
It is a time vampire. That's what it is. It is just, it's relentless in its suckage. In fact, I think what we need to do is we need to sit Dyson, right?
Yeah,
Charles Dyson down in a room,
right.
and just show him this film, just so he can improve even further on the designs of his vacuum cleaners. Yeah, you want something that sucks? This sucks, mate. Here you go.
Nice. Oh, I'm trying to find the actual... Oh, there you go. There's the feedback. There you go.
There's the feedback.
Yeah.
Is it just a whole thread full of pictures of flaming bags of shit that people have sent us?
Yeah, I mean, there's just... Wow. I mean, there's lots of little sort of like asides. Like, for example, Alan will be going, I'm going in, here goes, it's underway. And then he goes, is it going to be a rose-tinted specs or shit-covered goggles? And to which Zarish basically says all of the above. And
Everything.
yeah. But Alan Wilby actually comes back with, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I usually hate Westerns, so I wasn't going into it with much optimism. They always remind me of boring wet Sunday afternoons as a kid in the 70s. A Blazing Saddles meets Looney Tunes film, and the Best Actor award goes to Whiskey the Horse. The horse.
The man.
The horse.
The man. Whiskey.
Yeah, and he also adds, P.S. Anne Margaret flashing her knockers at every opportunity was a nice aside, and Arnold Schwarzenegger, shall I tell you a knock joke? But we just needed Sid James to pop up with a yak, 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 yak laugh every now and again.
Yeah.
Mike Orchard said, oh dear, Cactus Jack. He said, should be fun listening to this. Oh dear, I need a drink, please. David Giacola of the Inside Outcast, ex of the Inside Outcast, Dark Corner podcast, just says, I've seen this, and then a Ryan Reynolds hand face palm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the only person, I tell you what, the only person who's super positive about it,
Yep.
Russ Whitfield. That tell you. He said...
Actually, you know what? I was holding out hope for Russ Whitfield because he started turning into the grumpy Whitfield.
Yeah. He went, I love this movie. I had it on tape and I watched it 1,000,000 times.
Yeah, I used to listen to Ernie, the Greatest Milkman in the West, and think that was a fucking top tune at his time. Didn't mean to say it was there, Russ. You know, we all make mistakes. We've all got dark secrets. We've all got stuff in our...
He said you wanted pasteurised because pasteurised is best. She said, I'd be happy if it just come up to me chest. Oh, that tickled old Ernie.
Oh, yes.
Oh, God.
Anybody who's not 200 years old won't know what the fuck that's all about.
No, absolutely.
So yeah, it's like, imagine like a really good comedy like Blazing Saddles, right?
Yes.
It's like a record and it plays at 45 RPM, right?
Right.
Okay. Now imagine somebody takes that record, right, and they think, you know what? I think it's sound a lot better at 33 and a fucking third. So I'm going to do that, and that's what this is like. It's as if somebody slowed down Blazing Saddles for the humour, and that's why it takes a fucking long to get to the point of each joke. It's not. They're not quick, punchy jokes.
No.
Right? It's just slow. It's really slow. It's like a magician trying to show you how he's done his magic trick. Slows it down so you can see the sleight of hand. No. There is no sleight of hand.
It's bollocks.
It is bollocks. It's all bollocks. It's men's floppy, wobbly, dangly toilet parts. It's bollocks.
Floppy, wobbly, dangly toilet.
Yeah, floppy, wobbly, dangly toilet parts. That's what it is.
There you go.
Titles, that'd be a perfect one.
Floppy, wobbly.
Floppy, wobbly, dangly. It's men's floppy, wobbly, dangly toilet parts. Coming to a poster near you soon.
Yeah, I was going to say. Right. Okay, so was there anything you liked apart from the horse being a dick?
Anything Anything I liked?
I think that just about says it all, really, isn't it?
Hold on. I'm reliving horror. I'm reliving horror.
I'm not sitting there for an hour and 45 while you try and relive that.
No. No. I've seen comedy westerns, and I'm not including Blazing Saddles in this, but I've seen comedy westerns done so much better than this in the past, you know? I've seen quite a few of them. Mum and Dad like watching westerns during the afternoons, you know, when I was little. Like, as Alan, I think it was Alan Wilby said about the westerns reminding me of
Sunday afternoons.
Sunday afternoons. I remember those fucking westerns all over the place on a Sunday afternoon. You know, it was Western Central. But this is just not one of them.
No,
this is how not to do a comedy western.
This is how comedy comes to die.
Yeah. This is the graveyard of comedy westerns.
The elephant graveyard of comedy westerns.
Yep.
Nice. Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, it's shit.
Nice.
Boring shit.
Oh God. Yeah. I mean, I'll just say what Fred Lubnell, by the way, he posted up and said. He said, "Wow, did this movie suck? It's a rip-off of both Blazing Saddles and the Roadrunner cartoons. A comedy that was so not funny except for the scene where Paul Lynde was present. I got dressed up for this. And one of the worst of 2018, and it's only February." So there you go.
I'd say that.
Yeah, I'll go along with that. Though Martin Thompson said, "I watched this today on the way to work and I thought it was enjoyable enough live action cartoon. Went on a bit far too long and the end was rubbish." While Jeffrey Mark Hyman said it was pretty lousy. Hal Needham should have stuck to movies based around car stunts and Burt Reynolds. And Frog Stomper said, "What the fuck did I just watch?" What the fuck did I just watch? I've had dental work that was more enjoyable and funnier. Oh, and Zarish liked the horse. So there you go. For me, this was a proper crush one. This was a proper, oh my soul. Just because when my last memory of it was seeing it when it came out at the on TV, and I was, like I say, about 8, and I just remember laughing like a drain at it because like Elton, one of my favourite things ever is the Roadrunner cartoons, especially the early ones before they sort of Warner Brothers had that sort of revamp to the stupid logo, which would look like some pieces of cut out newspaper. But it's just, that stuff is just comedy gold, comedy timing, and just absolutely astounding. But as everyone said, Cactus Jack just takes several hours to warm up, delivers the joke, delivers it slowly, and then shows you an explanation of how he got out from underneath said rock, and or carried on bouncing into walls. It's so boring. We got to the point where I was sitting on the sofa watching it with Katie and Carol, and the only thing that was keeping us going was actually predicting the gags ahead of time. So, like, for example, when he does the glue on the railway, and I said, "Oh, he's going to step on the glue. Oh, this glue's not going to work." And then Katie went, "Well, the glue's not going to work, but it's going to work when he steps on it." And then Carol went, "Well, I'll go one further, and the train will be coming along." And sure enough, by the time we'd actually had that conversation, he just started doing the bit about stamping on the glue, and it's just like, if you can't do a gag like Looney Tunes, don't do a Looney Tunes gag. I put up on the Facebook group, which is facebook.com/group/the Backdoor Podcast, but I put up on the group 3 Looney Tunes Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner cartoons. Not one of them exceeded 2 minutes, and they had all the gags that were in all the gags, and they all worked. And there was at no point was there ever a moment where we had Cactus Jack going, had Wile E. Coyote looking at the camera going, well, God damn it, I'll just have to go set up another thing at this on this overpass, and I've got to go and order an anvil and perhaps maybe get some rope. You know, he just did it.
To hang myself with.
Just to hang myself with. And the death of comedy. It's tedious. It's unfunny. I know we can't really look back on some of these older films and go, yeah, gender politics is a bit shonky. But, you know, at the end of the day, some of it, I mean, you know, Anne Margaret basically gets off the train and essentially just wants to shag everything. That is her entire plot.
Yep.
I am riding on this horse and carriage, not worrying about the money. It was literally just, I'm going to shag Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm going to shag Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh, he won't shag me. Okay, how about this bad guy? He said he's going to ravish me, a.k.a. rape me.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like
great.
the sound of that.
I like the sound of that. Don't worry, you've lost, cowboy. I'm going to kiss him on the face. The end. I mean, her entire plot arc is just that. She's just a pair of sex-starved boobs on a coach. I mean, that's just it. That's her entire plot. Don't.
I can't help it. I'm like fucking Ray Stantz from Ghostbusters. I couldn't help it. It just creeped into my head. I've now got an image in my head of a fucking National Express vehicle with a pair of boobs breasts on the front. Sorry,
while Samuel L. Jackson...
Mega bust.
While Samuel L. Jackson stands at the back of it going, I've had enough of these motherfucking boobs on this motherfucking bus. Boobs on a bus. Coming soon to the... God almighty. Yeah, the gags aren't funny. The gags aren't delivered well. Whenever it does look like it's going to get funny, they just play out so slowly and tediously. I mean, the one gag which always makes me laugh with Roadrunner is the one where, like, you get Wiley basically tying a piece of rope to a rock or a something heavy, and he'll climb down it or he'll swing on it, and lo and behold, sure enough, the fucking thing hits him on the head and flattens him. And that gag is about as easy to deliver as you could possibly imagine. It literally just needs someone to go, ha, ta-da, and stand there with like a sort of like tap dancing judge's impressed move, ta-da, and then literally have the brick just come in and go and squash them in like 3 seconds flat. Done. But that gag, when Kirk Douglas did it, you see the rock fall off, and that rock must have fell from Everest in real time. I mean, it literally took about a minute to hit him.
Yep.
While he's standing there, it's almost like there should have been like an edit point, like a second before the rock appeared and a second after the rock landed. But actually there wasn't. I mean, I'm pretty sure I could edit Cactus Jack down into 15 minutes and make that actually a gag reel. Because
you probably could.
Because it looks like a load of footage where they just didn't have enough footage. And what was all that thing about the fucking idiot Indians? They go, oh yeah, we're gonna run in there and get him, and they all standing there like Braveheart, and then just randomly, for no reason whatsoever, in the kind of randomness that almost makes it tied into Cloverfield Paradox.
Again, there you go.
It does. Suddenly, just all the horses fall over. Why? Just
because it's funny.
But then Nervous Elk gets up and goes, oh, there's still two moving. Send them on. It's like, oh, so they're all dead. Oh, okay.
Yeah, apparently so.
Yeah. And, even the thing with, like, the gunpowder and trying to blow up the house, it's just like, just so leaden and boring. So fucking tedious.
Tell me about it.
And the epiphany I had.
Yeah.
Which was the one thing. I sat there, I watched my childhood sail in front of my eyes.
Which was pigs are a lot bigger than you think.
Yeah. Was that if you hid away from the cameras, you could probably live in IKEA. No, I was sitting there watching my childhood slip away in front of my eyes while my actual child just looked like she was sitting there to amuse, to indulge the old man.
Yeah.
And she would much rather be anywhere but here watching the film. And she just got up and she just went, why did she just get on the train and go back home on the train? And that was the end of it. That was her only comment on the entire thing. And I'm just like, yeah, that because the film would have ended soon. Oh, actually. And I just came to the one epiphany was that 8-year-old me was a fucking idiot. I mean, that was it. That was the one moment. That was the realization I had. This film was shit. Absolute shit. And I can only apologise to everyone we made watch it because I thought there would at least be something amusing about it. I thought that even in a cheesy way we'd have something funny to laugh at. But no. It was bollocks. The comedy was piss poor. The acting was bloody awful. The sexism was rife. The Indians were poxy. The fucking whole plot was just gibberish. It was about an hour and 30 longer than it needed to be. And then on top of that, as you say, Elton, they showed all the best bits in the fucking credits at the end.
It was 3 Barnards then.
It was
3 Barnards.
3 Barnards too long. So I'm giving this film a fuck you out of 10. That's basically it.
I was hoping to get something from Arnie in this, and really he didn't give us anything, did he?
Not even ice cream.
No.
Nothing. No memorable lines from him or anything, really.
No, nothing. I mean, I would sooner watch the whole Looney Tunes DVD over and over again than watch Cactus Jack even once more. It's just bollocks. Absolute.
Yeah, I never want to see this film ever again.
No, me neither. And that's the problem. It's not one of those films I could get angry at. I was expecting, about halfway through, I was expecting to sort of get really ranty about the whole thing. And I just watched
You didn't get angry at the very end where he's bouncing around on trampolines?
No, I was sad. I was just really sad. It was that moment you realised that really expensive Fitbit that you bought off of eBay for 20 quid was actually a like watch you get out of a cream cracker. It's one of those, with the little lenticular lenses. It's not really a thing. It's just a toy watch. It's that kind of sadness where you just go, oh, should have known, really. That's it. I should have known. Just sad.
Yeah, you should have.
Maybe I'll watch it again and pretend that he was riding on a bloke. Might make things more interesting.
Interesting wrinkle, I'll tell you that much.
Interesting what?
It's an interesting wrinkle on the film.
Oh, I thought you said interesting winkle. I didn't think you could see that. But
who's got an interesting winkle?
Kirk Douglas, apparently.
Oh, right, okay.
Blu-ray Crikey Vision was obviously right up there. 4K, the 4K edit was really.
Those are
really
some tight
sharp.
jeans he was wearing.
Super sharp. Okay, well, so bollocks to it. I hate it. I hate this film. It just made me sad. This film made baby Jesus sad. Not that I'm baby Jesus, but it just made.
I know you just proclaimed yourself as baby Jesus there. Well done.
Yeah, well, I had to come
I'm
out.
baby Jesus.
Yes.
I am sad.
Yes. Hello, I'm baby Jesus. So, yeah. Anyway, no, it's bollocks. Fucking bollocks. We wasted our time. We wasted everyone's time. I should feel ashamed for wasting everyone's time.
Yes, you should.
Okay. Don't sugar the pill then.
No. Why should I do that?
Well, we might be on a roll, because that's that, and we've got another film to go, which is kind of along the same sort of lines of proper nostalgia. And
really,
yeah, the next film is a cracker. It's
The Life of Frank Carson?
No,
Okay.
no, it's Tom Selleck versus heat-seeking missiles versus
Gene Simmons.
Gene Simmons.
Oh.
Yes,
I'm so looking forward to this.
yeah. Tom Selleck versus a Roomba. Because we are going to be reviewing Runaway. God have mercy upon our souls.
Honestly, right, I'm just going to jump straight in there. This film scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
It made me always look behind my dad's car as we're driving down the road to see if there's any weird little things scooting around on the floor.
What, those little
Chasing after us.
Meccano spiders with a little syringe of acid that moves very, very slowly?
God, dad's acid. Shit.
Yeah.
No. There's a chase scene in this film where they put bugs down on the floor and they zoom off in front of the person that's put it and chase after cars. That used to scare the shit out of me. Also, the spiders used to scare the shit out of me as well.
There's also
But
the heat-seeking bullet
really
as well,
looking forward to this.
Heat-seeking bullet.
which is basically on the end of a lolly stick that somebody's sitting on the handlebars of a bike while somebody pedals like fuck after Tom Selleck.
and then undercranked, so it looks like he's bouncing up and down at like he's had too many sugars in his tea. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
What if the man on the bike is really a horse?
What if that's linked to
Mocking me,
Cloverfield?
aren't you?
That's it. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe the truth that we're going to come to in 2018, this is our series arc, is we realise that every horse in every film we review from here on in is actually a bloke.
In a J.J. Abrams suit.
In the J.J. Abrams suit. Yeah, and it's all linked back to Cloverfield Paradox. In fact, every bollocksy, stupid idea that just randomly drops out of every film we review from here on in, I'm just going to refer to as Cloverfield Paradox. That's it.
Maybe we should do that. Maybe with every film we review from this point on, well, let's see if we can try and link it back to Cloverfield. Let's do that.
Watch the film on Netflix first, because I tell you what, there is literally nothing connecting it to anything but random shit. So just, yeah, I think it'd be very easy to do. I think
It's almost disconnected from itself at some points, isn't it?
Yeah, at one point you don't even know if we should even care about the stuff that's going on on the space station. But anyway, the fact that
this connects it to the beginning of the show as well. Crazy.
Yeah, it's all a big time loop. And do you know what's even worse? We've talked more about that shitty film than the shitty film we were actually going to talk about. So that tells you all you need to know. So anyway, you still awake? You right?
Just about.
Shouldn't have your legs up, mate. That's what it is. That'll be a nod off. Right, okay, well, that's it. So next week, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be doing Runaway with Tom Selleck and
That's what I should have done
Gene
this week.
Simmons. What, Runaway?
Runaway.
Run around. See, it's Mike Reed. Run around. Ah, it all goes around.
Johnny the Kneecaps.
Johnny the Kneecaps. Thomas the Selleck. Anyway, right.
Bobby the Cheddar.
Right.
Gene the Simmons.
Oh, I just pulled a nostril hair out. Ouch.
Funny thing is, you were scratching your ear at the time. I mean, fuck, man. What's going on there?
Sorry, Owen?
They are connected.
Are they?
Yeah, of course they are.
I just thought they were connected.
It's like your bumhole hair and your eyelashes are connected.
Because when you pull
If you pull a bumhole hair out, your eyes water.
Well, you can make yourself blink as well. If you go there and just jink one of the hairs, it looks like you're having a bit of a fit. It's like puppetry. It's just puppetry in the eyes. Watch. I'm not going back in the box. Get back in that. I'm not going back in the box.
If you get a real clump and then pull them, basically the entire head just disappears into your shoulders.
You implode.
You look like Dale Winton. The shoulders go up and the head goes down.
All those little things you used to have. It was like a Father Christmas or something. You had to have a string that hung down between his bollocks. You pulled it, and the arms and legs went up. And it's like, well, if you had a fucking bit of string hanging between your bollocks, right, and somebody gave that a good old tug, your fucking arms and legs would go up in the air and all.
I can't see.
Stop it. Oh, God. I'm sure this podcast should have ended about 20 minutes ago. But anyway. Right. Okay. Well, so there you go. Runaway.
Oh.
Stop it, you twat.
It does one good to clear out the to blow away the cobwebs.
Oh, fuck. Ow.
See, this is all the laughter we're owed from the fucking debt to society.
That was Cactus Jack.
That was Cactus Jack.
Cactus Jack.
Yep.
Right, okay. Well, anyway, let's wrap it up now.
Richter's grin.
Let's wrap it up now. So let's do the promotional stuff. Jim, tell us more about your Hypnagoria stuff, sir.
Well, where am I? Yes, right.
Hello.
I'm not a horse, am I? This week on my own show, Hypnagoria, I have a reading of a ghostly story with a touch of romance and more than a bit of humour, especially for Valentine's Day. And to celebrate the perhaps more important holiday this week, St. Skeletor's Day, which falls on the 15th, I've got a little mini episode coming, having a look at the new BBC spooky series, Requiem.
Nice. Cool.
And then after that, there's going to be some Shape of Water related nonsense, which is rapidly growing into a little mini season.
Oh, juicy dangler. All right, cool. Okie dokie. And what about you, Elton?
Well, recently you can pop along to rogue2media.com and you can find the new episodes of From the Earth to the Moon podcast. We've now covered Apollo 13 and episode 1 of the series. So please pop along there. iTunes reviews are also welcome.
Always. Even the BBC are getting in on that, by the way, because at the end of their podcast, they now have, if you give us a review, it makes us easier to find. And we can get out to more people who are like-minded and that kind of shit. So there you go. That's our excuse now.
Yeah, do that for the Black Dog.
Yeah, because we're paying license fees, so we can nick all their stuff. That's how it works with the BBC, isn't it? Yeah. So there, we paid for it. So exactly. I'm nicking that idea. Brilliant. Okie dokie. Well, yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Just that's it, really. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Elton. Thank you, Darren.
Not a problem.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and do subscribe, like, share, all that kind of malarkey, and do go over to our Patreon page if you feel like supporting the site. What am I talking about? Supporting the podcast. And also you can find us on Facebook, which is facebook.com/group/The Black Dog Podcast. And you can find us on Twitter, which is kind of fairly inactive, so don't worry about it too much, which is at Black Dog Podcast. And find me on Twitter, which is a little bit more active, at Cartoon Beardy, and also on Instagram at Cartoon Beardy. Right, that's that bollocks out of the way. So thank you very much for listening. Thank you, everyone. And yes, thank you. And do join us next week for Runaway, which I'm sure will be great. Till then, take care. Thanks for listening. Tatty bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeehaw!
Still a horse.
bollocks to it.